jewels?
Yeah,
Why? Why? What's the jewel?
it's open in the book of Luke. Luke was a doctor who released meditation.
This behind me is a granite ram from a place called Kawa in Libya. Libya is modern day northern Sudan. We know that not long ago Sudan was split into north and south, but Libya was originally north. And it's very important because it actually confirms how truly historical the Bible is. The Bible is right down, it's true, right down to even been mentioned once. If without fail gets it right. The ram represents the Egyptian god Ammon, and underneath is depicted one of the pharaohs. For centuries, this guy was only known from the Bible. 2 Kings 19, verse 89. What they're saying is not true. It is true, though, that for 100 years there were black pharaohs, but they were not Egyptians, they were Africans from Sudan. He was the main one of them. But for 100 years, they defeated the native Egyptians, these guys. They ruled for just 100 years, and then the Assyrians defeated them. They were African, but all they did was adopt the practices of the Egyptians. They started to worship their gods. They didn't invent those teachings. So next time you meet a Nubian who tries to tell you, whatever this, white man devil, black man god, black people Egyptians, say, well, yeah, but only for 100 years, and they only adopted Egyptian practice. Egyptians were Egyptians, they were a separate race, which are extinct now, the ancient Egyptian race. Africans were there for just 100 years, and then they were defeated. So the Bible said he was real, they didn't believe it, then they found him in history that the guy was real.
It's a libation bowl.
Yeah,
Pouring that libation to the gods. In Jamaica, there's some bad men who
yeah, trying to snatch. Look at that. Oh, who's that?
Maria and
Is it Maria?
they were doing all these selfies.
Into the city. Has anybody ever tried to sling a stone? No one? It's a real skill to try and make that thing come out and not hit you or someone else. So think about how skilled these guys were to sling those stones from behind the archers and even further than them into the city. Here's the men of Judah. They're firing arrows back. They're throwing stones back. Does anybody know what they're throwing here? Torches, yeah. They're throwing back torches, firebrands. They're trying to set this wooden thing alight so it burns. Does anybody know what Psalm 22 said about Jesus? Anybody know? It starts off and says, my God, why have you forsaken me? As it moves on, it says, they pierced my hands and my feet. This is King David writing prophetically. The thing is, crucifixion would not be invented for hundreds of years after King David was writing that. So it doesn't make sense for King David never got pierced in his hands and his feet. We know he was prophesying of Jesus' crucifixion. But that was a couple hundred years before crucifixion was invented. And these guys invented the first form of it down here, Syrians. And they're carrying away, these vessels are probably vessels from the temple, censers, they're carrying away artifacts. They're bringing away, these are men of Judah with children, their goods, their cattle, their women. They basically raided the place. They're carrying away their chariots there. So the Assyrians have completely, ransacked the city. They're taking away camels. They're carrying things away out of the place. And you know what this was? This was judged. Know what's going on here? It's not breakdancing. They're swinging them against rocks, swinging them against walls. When the Bible talks about dashing into pieces, the Assyrians, they invented this. They swing people against stuff. Very, very wicked people. So that was them just executing people. It's written in archaic Hebrew. That means Hebrew is not used anymore. It says in Hebrew, somebody there's a hole there, so we don't get the whole name, we just get the last bit. But we can identify this as the tomb of Shepherd, one of those guys who was on the wall. Why can we identify Isaiah 22:15?
Whosoever there is among you of all his people, his God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of Jehovah, the God of Israel. He is God.
You've got to remember, all this stuff has been founded in the last 100, 150 years max, even less than that. For all that time, people didn't know about any of these kings. They even denied they existed. And then they find the artifacts and shows that the Bible was right.
I like their hairstyles.
Yeah. It's very Greek.